Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. Today, just going to be a real basic kind of talking video. Not going to do anything too spectacular for performance or anything like that. But I wanted to talk about this laptop here in front of me. It is yet another Lenovo. In fact, this is a model of laptop I have featured on my video multiple times. To be perfectly honest, it's one of my favorite laptops ever made. The reason why I have this one specifically is because it was recently returned to me. For a few years there, I was buying everybody and their dog one of these because of what it is. And we'll just discuss that a little bit. But the person I bought this for, unfortunately, recently had to go into long-term care and can no longer even use the laptop. So, along with a few other things, it was given back to me. I have it now, and I've kind of been messing around with it, playing with it. I wasn't actually planning on making a video with this machine, but I had some ideas and wanted to put them in front of you to see what you thought of them and what you'd like to see. But this is specifically a Lenovo Thinkpad T420. So it has a second gen Core i5, or at least it did have a second gen Core i5 processor. It has two RAM slots where you can have up to 16 gigs of memory, and you can have a 2.5-inch drive here. I've put an SSD in there for now, just a real cheap one that I got, I think, for free. And then it also has a DVD drive on here. And a few reasons why I really like this laptop. First of all, for the time, with its second gen Core i5, it was actually a fairly reasonably powerful machine. Second thing is it had excellent battery life, because you can have this really nice big 9-cell battery. And so you get a full day of battery life on this machine with pretty typical light use. But you could also push it a little bit, get shorter battery life, but still get pretty decent performance out of the Core i5 2520M that was in it, which is a dual core, dual thread, 35-watt processor. Now, one of the best features about this computer, let's go ahead and open up here, is not the screen. It has a 1366 by 768 TN panel with not great viewing angles. For the time, it was, even for the time, it was just an okay screen. Was never considered to be great. But these were not really meant to be used off the screen. You kind of plopped them in your dock and had an external monitor, keyboard, mouse, all that. Except it does have an excellent keyboard. This is the last, except for the 25th anniversary, time that they had this 7-row full-size keyboard. This, if you're going to be typing a lot, I don't think any current keyboard beats this keyboard, period, on a laptop. Now, if you're talking about mechanical keyboards, things like that, that's a different story. But as far as on a laptop, if you're going to be doing a lot of typing, this keyboard is truly a dream to type on. It's glorious. And again, the screen's not bad. The sound's pretty good, sound quality, because the speakers are upwards firing, so they actually face you versus facing down at the table. So they're also very beefy computers. They take a lot of abuse. They're very well built, very well made. This computer I bought secondhand, still looked fairly brand new. It went and lived at an elderly person's home for 4 or 5 years and had fairly significant use in that time, and it still looks in excellent condition. One thing you'll notice, kind of hard to see through the camera, but it has this vinyl sticker on here. I bought several of these from the same group, and what they did basically is these were company turn-in, lease turn-ins, and they have some sort of company logo on here, which you can't just scrape off or whatever because it's laser engraved into the lid, and so they put these vinyl stickers on them to cover that up. I think it looks fine. In fact, I forgot it was even that way when I first picked this laptop up, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember putting this on here, and then I remembered that situation, that it was a lease turn-in. So why do I have the i5 2520M here in my hands? That's because I have upgraded this to a Core i7. I want to say it's a 2720 that I've put in here. It's a 45-watt, 4-core, 4-thread processor. this does have a socketed CPU. Obviously, I could take it out and replace it, and it took me about 10 minutes to do that. You just undo a bunch of screws on the back, you take off the rest kind of panel area, and it's right there, and it just comes right out. Clean it up, little new thermal paste, and put everything back together. It was seriously like a 10-12 minute job to do. I won't post a video of that because there's a lot of other videos on there that are better demonstrations of what I can do. But so now I have a Core i7 in here, and it's a pretty impressive machine. I was looking online because of COVID and kids working from home and people who had to go in the office and now are working from home, and they used to maybe have one computer at home, and now they have 3 or 4 people at home all needing to use computers. The price of computers, of all computers, has gone up significantly, especially though laptops, even lower end laptops. For example, I bought this Lenovo a few months ago, and I paid $200 for it. It now goes for close to $250 for no reason. It just went up in value just because demand is so high. These have held their value. I want to say I paid about $100 to $150 for this laptop. It still sells for about $100 to $150. Another laptop that I have recently reviewed, which is this EliteBook 2750p. It is going for anywhere from $150 to $250 in the similar condition to what I got purchased it in, which is pretty good condition with a power cord. A lot of times you buy these, they don't come with power cords. Factor that into your purchase price. So, you know, price of laptops have gone up significantly. So one of the things I'm thinking of doing is comparing this laptop to this laptop. Obviously, in just about every category except for thinness and lightness, they're going to crush this one in performance wise, simply because this one's running 16 gigs of RAM, this one's running 8 gigs of RAM because that's what I had. They both have larger SSDs. This only has a 64 gig SSD and only 4 gigs of RAM and a lowly Celeron processor. The other thing that this has that these don't have is a USB 3. If it matters to you, most people that doesn't matter all that much. So I'm going to be doing some benchmarks to see if the cost increase to go from the Lenovo to the HP is worth it. Again, this is just kind of something fun to do, but if you're interested, let me know what you want to see, what matters to you. I'll do some gaming on these, but these aren't gaming laptops. They don't have dedicated graphics cards. Even if they did, both these laptops are pushing like what, 7, 8, 9 years old now, and so you're not going to get great gaming performance out of them since that was never their purpose. But we definitely can get a good idea of what they do for you in your workload. Now I know what kind of workload I do. I do a lot of video editing, so we'll definitely do some of that on these laptops for sure. But we'll also want to look at some other things. We'll look at just generic benchmarks as well as some more specific tasks. So let me know what you want to see in these laptops, and I will do my best. No promises, but I will do my best to show you what those workloads look like. Now, I can't do everything because I can't own every single piece of software, but if there's a software you want to see that is either free or has a free trial, something like that, definitely let me know. I'll have this video up, and for about a week I'll wait and see what responses I get, and within that week or two I will do those videos. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.